Hey guys, welcome to episode number 20, man. 20, Sal, of the Converted
20?
Podcast. 20 of the Converted Podcast. If you're a new listener to the show or a new watcher, I am Berzerkerrage from the Guild, and with me I have Sal.
Hey guys, in this episode, Outside the Box is here for our Raid Team Spotlight. I have a bet to settle up on, and we are back from Blizzcon, baby!
Yes. What an event, man. That was awesome. It was fantastic.
Oh, Blizzcon was nuts. Hey guys, you know what? I'm telling you, me and Berzerkerrage did not plan this wardrobe situation.
No. Well, you got to represent. You got to represent the new shirts, man. If you guys haven't seen these shirts or you haven't picked up a shirt, pick up a shirt, man. These shirts are awesome. They're awesome.
Okay,
They're really nice.
Stand up, Berzerkerrage, so they can see the
I can't be standing up. You know how I film. It's just it's just from here up. What's going on? So you trying to blow up my spot here? But hold on. I'll do a little lifty lift.
I can't believe it. Look, convert to raid.
Why don't you stand up? Stand up, Berzerkerrage. Stand up. Let's change the rating of our show from like family friendly to like,
Oh my
Boogie
goodness,
Nights or
ladies and
something.
gentlemen, off the rails.
Yeah.
Convert to raid t-shirts designed by our very own Copperbolt, friend of the show, friend of me. They're beautiful. They're blue. I love them. There was also the black ones that was just the regular Convert to Raid podcast shirt that I picked up one of those too. But really cool. So BlizzCon was absolutely nuts. We had the live show, and we've had so many people watch that on YouTube already.
Yeah, it's done really good. People are really enjoying it. We had a good time making it too. That was so fun. Like that whole weekend. When I think back to that whole weekend, it almost seems like it was a dream. Like it didn't even happen because it was just so fast. And it's been 2 weeks already. But it was such an epic experience. Like if you guys are even considering going to BlizzCon, don't consider it. Put it on your bucket list. You have to go, and go while you're in this guild. Go in this community. That's what makes it so special. Is the people. It was absolutely fantastic.
Wow, we hit the ground running too. I got off the plane, got to the hotel. Went to the Hilton bar, was what everyone was hanging out at, and immediately it was like, boom, there's Mike Morheim, boom, there's Chris Bedson, boom, there's all of my guildies, and I got to have lunch with Slick Rock and Megacode and Goldie from my raid team, and that was it was so cool, just like meeting all these people. But then for the live show, we were up there, we were all dressed up, all nice, and then you took your hand cam around and talked to a whole bunch of the people. So if anyone wants to know what the party was like, check out episode 19.
The funny thing is, I've heard a lot of the names from Blizzard, but I don't know any of their faces.
Oh.
So I'm walking up to all these people, like Swifty. If you guys didn't see it, I guess he's this big time PvP guy, right?
Oh my god!
So I walk up to him and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, my man? You got any shoutouts for the people back home for the converted?" And he's just looking at me like, if you've seen the video, he's like, And someone's like, "Dude, that was Swifty." I'm like, "Who's Swifty?" I just saw his tag Swifty. I'm thinking Swifty CTR. He's in the guild. So, I didn't know what Bashiok looked like. I knew.
Yeah, you came up to Bashiok and you're like, "Hey man, how's it going? Are you in the guild?" And he's like, "I'm Bashiok." And
I was like,
I was like running at you. No!
Don't do that. When Sal scored us some press passes. So I'm upstairs in the press room eating. There's the Greg Street guy, just sitting there eating and stuff. But I had heard his name. Someone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Greg Street." I didn't know what these people look like, so I was just walking around just freeing it, man, just freeing it. What's up?
Okay.
You in the guild?
You know what?
No, I make the game.
I do have a story that anyone who has seen me or been anywhere near me has heard the story already. But have I told you the story? I'm sure I told you the story about how the next day when I went up to grab a coffee for me and Goldie, like Goldie's luck. They had food the next day for lunch as well on the Saturday. So I'm like, I'm gonna load up food. So I sit down and I get a tap on the shoulder, and then 3 people would like to sit next to me. It was Ian Hazakostas, Corey Stockton, and Greg Street, all sat at the table with me. I told you this, right?
No, you did not tell me this. You did not tell me this.
So this was after the live raid and after the raid announcement stuff, and so they're going to talk about no more hit, no more expertise, no more reforging.
All that stuff.
Yeah. So Mr. Hazakostas says, "So hey, you having a good con?" Da, 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 da. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here at Convert to Raid." Da, da, da. And I said, "Wow, so no more reforging? That's crazy. What are y'all going to do about those really expensive reforge mounts that everyone bought?" And Corey Stockton drops his fork, and it was like, oh.
What?
Yeah, and then Ian Hazukosis is like, oh, wow, cue the forums. I want a refund for my, whatever zillion-dollar mount that I bought. And then Greg Street, Ghostcrawler was like on his phone, like going through his Twitter, of course. And he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, no. Stockton says we should replace it with something like a mailbox. And I said, well, what about a Reforge mount? No, a transmog mount, like a portable transmog. Mm-hmm. And Ghostcrawler's like, yeah. That can be on next expansion's mega mount.
What you guys are seeing now is Sal working her way in to a spot at Blizzard, man. Sal's like, so what do you think about this? Did you think about that? Well, what about this? Sal, I see what you're doing. I like it. Well, no, I like the aggressiveness. I like it.
On some asparagus. They actually had asparagus there. So I'm eating some asparagus, listening to all this. And anyway, so then there was a movie panel, then there was a Q&A panel. Mm-hmm. In the Q&A panel, someone asked that very same question. What about that mount that we all bought, that really expensive mount? And then they were like, we were actually talking about this over lunch. We were considering a few things, and perhaps a portable transmog.
Nice.
So I'm like,
Sal's part of the creative process, guys. You heard it here first. Sal is responsible for something that's happening.
Well, obviously that's, no. It seems like a pretty obvious thing that someone would have come up with anyway.
Yeah, at
but
some point.
I was the one that said it on that day.
That's awesome. That's
during
really
lunchtime
cool.
that they mentioned. So that made me. Yeah. So you know what? Everyone who has seen me since that day has heard this story 5 times. So I already apologize. But you haven't seen it.
No, man. It's new to me,
heard
man.
It. So
yeah.
Yeah, that I really geeked out. That was cool. But yeah, Ian Hazukosis came to our party.
Yeah, everybody was there. I mean, Devilor was there. Everybody. It was a really cool experience, and like it kind of shows you that like the kind of reach that Convert to Raid has, or at least the reputation that people would actually take their time out to come out to the party. I mean, for Zug and what they've done and Coltrane and all those guys, the fact that these guys would actually show up to our party is a big deal. It shows that what they have there, what they've created, is actually something that's really positive, and that's cool.
I had a really nice conversation with the community manager, Nathara. She was there. Mm-hmm. She was hanging out with Bashop. That was amazing. Actually, Lou talked to a few people from Blood Legion and got them on stage with us. So me and you actually interviewed a few members of Blood Legion, including I'm trying to remember their names. Okay, Affinity, Zoomkins, and Silas from Celeste, from Blood Legion, and that was really cool because they're nice. And then later on, I was talking to a few of them. They're like, "Yeah, we were kind of nervous. We didn't know what to say." And I'm like, "We didn't either. That was just you just kind of sat down next to us and said, I guess we're interviewing these guys now."
Yeah, no, they were real down to earth guys, real cool people, man. Just gamers, man. Just gamers. Yeah.
So definitely check out that episode, but check out this one first because we actually have a lot of stuff. We're going to be going into, we got a couple things. The first thing we're going to go into is a Raid Team Spotlight. We're going to talk to Doktorpope on camera this time.
It's about time.
Nuts. And he's going to talk about his Raid Team outside the box. And then my teammate Berserker is going to come on and
handle some business.
So you'll see that when it happens. Okay, so first of all, let's go talk to Dr. Pope right now.
All right, guys.
Talk about outside the box. Okay.
We've got Dr. Pope from Outside the Box Raid Team. It's about time, Doctor. Listen, man, we've been trying to get you on the show for decades, bro. Like, we had you on the round table, and every single time, for some reason, we'd have some kind of a glitch, some kind of an issue. But tonight, man, we got you in crystal clear high def, brought to you by Sal Schnickel Entertainment. We're feeling good, baby. How you doing, man?
Doing good. I got my little fortress of solitude. I've got the wife and the kids kind of sequestered in the background. So hopefully the 2 schnauzers won't start barking halfway through everything.
Well, if they do, it won't be any different from any other show we've had. But can you believe, Belschnickel, this is the 3rd time we've attempted to get this man on camera.
This guy's a tough man to pin down, man. I mean, Dr. Pope, he's a high pedigree kind of guy. It's not like you just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Dr. Pope, you want to come on the show?" You got to go through the proper channels.
He was on our roundtables, but both those times with the roundtables, we had technical difficulties, of course, because we're, the converted podcast, and that's what we did have. But we ended up doing audio instead, which was fine, which was good. Mm-hmm. But we didn't have your beautiful face.
Oh, stop, please.
No, this is good, man. This is good. We're excited, man. So, Dr. Pope, man, like, break it down, man. Like, who was Dr. Pope first? Before we get into the whole thing about the raid team, like, you know, what's the deal, man? What's up with the Pope Master?
It's, you know, I'm a 45 plus a few years add on there. So I'm one of your older than average gamers. You know, I'm a family man. I've got 5 kids, 2 dogs, and a job that takes me around the United States and Texas. So very busy. You know, the good thing about it is with my travel, I get to raid in the hotel room. But as you can see, I'm in the Fortress of Solitude here at home. And, you know, really got into the game probably about, kind of vanilla. Mm-hmm. And then took about a 2 or 3 year hiatus off. Mm-hmm. And then with all my travel, I would listen to a lot of the podcasts. I don't know if you're allowed to talk about the other names, like The Instance.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Man. Oh, please. We love them all. Yeah,
we love all that stuff.
So, but I started listening to Pat and the crew on Convert to Raid, and I got the bug. Mm-hmm. And I have a wife at Beaver House. My wife hates the game. So
what? Oh.
Trust me. So it's a give and take. Mm-hmm. So on the road, I was able to start to play, got in, and you know, it was right around the time that Pat and the crew announced the whole Convert to Raid guild, and I said, perfect time. I'm jumping back in. You know, no more just listening and being in the peanut gallery. So that was sort of the way it all kind of came down.
So you weren't playing at that time? Like you were out of the game?
No. I was listening on the sidelines, and I was just like, I want the bug. You know, this is a game that can suck you in and take a lot of your time, and I was just like, I can't do it. And then with the travel, I figured you can always justify anything. So I justified getting a new laptop and doing the gaming and working my call schedule with my wife at night. So it worked out well.
Well, that's good, man. And from now on, anybody listening out there, your man cave is now called the Fortress of Solitude. Like that's perfect, man. I love that. You can't scan left or right, but I've got some skeletons over here, real skeletons, and then a lot of other stuff that I like to keep it secret. So let's just say there's cool stuff right about over there. I like it, man. I like it. Sal looks a little intimidated. So outside the box, man, the raid team. You guys are 10-man team, 25-man team. What are you guys all about?
We're a 10-man team. We started pretty much when the guild started up. We used to be called Team Brouhaha. A gentleman had started, and just the natural course of people with jobs and life. You know, our leader had to quit, so I became the Julie McCoy of Team Brouhaha, which was renamed. It's always like rebranding. It's like the old name was kind of the old team, so we came on. And I think there's actually one of the town halls, I think there is a Pope law that went into effect. I was spamming trade chat constantly looking for players. Trying to funny anecdote. Well, yeah, and then I was listening to one of the town hall meetings, and they said, "Please, no more spamming. You know, try to keep 5 minutes or whatever it was in between requesting for raiders." And you know what? It just over the course of going through the forums and looking for a team, really got a good core of people that are like-minded, maybe closer to my age, and you know the conversations were such that we all kind of fit the same groove, you might say, with our discussions. We're not the yellers, we're not the screamers or the finger pointers. We're a bunch of old guys and girls who play, you know. So it worked out well.
That's fantastic. Now, how many people from the original team are with you guys still, out of the 10?
You know what? I think 4 or 5. There's been this transition, even up until lately. We had a group of about 4 or 5 people that made the transition from the original team to the new team, and then the new team was the one who, you know, was able to get the big boy down in the last expansion pack. So, you know, we're picking up new players here and there. We kind of have a revolving door of some people that have kind of come and gone. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, we're a different culture. You know, we're the older. We've got the kids, and we're racing home from work, and you know, we've got hockey practice, or one of our players Baldrix just got married, I think 2 weeks ago.
Oh. So
Yeah, yeah. So he hasn't had his honeymoon yet. We're making sure he's scheduling that around Raid. So we're,
Nice.
yeah. I think his girlfriend slash wife plays. The funny thing is, on our team right now, we've had two husband and wife or boyfriend girlfriend members on the team, which makes for interesting dynamics. I would never be able to get my wife. Number one, she would chew ass on
Same here.
people.
It would never happen.
Both of you, have either of you asked your wife to roll a tune?
Yeah. Well,
She told me to go roll something else when I brought that up, so was not going to happen. Not at all.
Yeah, my wife's not a gamer at all. So to say like you want to roll a tune when she's never even played Mario, you know what I mean? Like she's never played any games really per se. That's kind of like it's too foreign. And I think WoW is one of those games to just pick up. Even though it is fun to pick up and play, but I don't know, unless you're a gamer, I think it'd be kind of a hard thing to just say, sure, I've never played a game before, let me try this game.
Oh, and she would never jump in. Two quick little anecdotes. She hates the game so much. She's read all the articles about things that happen.
Lord.
It's all the bad ones that you could ever read. When the forums initially went up, she actually hacked my forum account and posted this diatribe on living in your basement and all these things. And
She did not.
So your wife not only will never play this game out of spite, because if she did, you'd be right, for one thing. So she'll never play, even if she wants to play, but she's going out of her way. Like, this is serious, man.
It got better. So here I was, Julie McCoy. I'm trying to recruit people for the 10-man. And there was a person who, good gear score, all the achievements. So I did something I would never normally do, is I gave out my personal email account and say, listen, hey, contact me so I can contact you in game. Well, I find out it's a young lady. So my wife is like, first of all, she's like, who's this woman, emailing you about meeting you at Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7, server time.
Oh, man.
So it's, I can look back and laugh at it now, but yeah, she will never roll a tune. She'll never come to Blizzcon. In fact, I think I heard her banging on the door behind me, so she's probably listening in right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys think you have wife aggro issues with the game, talk to Doktorpope.
It's there. Let's just say I have to be very observant of my time, and I'm really good at windowing down just in case she walks in and I'm doing my dailies or something. Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, Pope, you have this perception, and the very first email, months and months ago, in the spring, the first time we contacted each other, you were talking about how you're like this old man, whatever. To me, it's like you're only in your 40s, and you have some kind of perception that WoW players are a whole lot younger than you. I know that on my team, the vast majority, 25, most of us, not me, but most of us are over 40.
Oh, really?
And I think that in CTR, that's kind of the norm.
Yeah,
we've got a vast array of people, but it's not abnormal at all.
Than your typical WoW player. I think the average of the whole game is probably higher than most.
And I would agree, because when you get into Mumble, you can hear the voices. Not that you want to paint a picture of just by a sound or someone talking, but when I first started back in Vanilla, and you would get on Vent, with 40 people, you would hear these voices, and it's like, I've got to do my algebra homework. It's like, oh, really? What college course was this? And I was like, no, I'm in junior high. And I'm like, great. Oh, okay. I'm a 40-year-old guy hanging around with 13-year-old kids, playing a game. And it makes you wonder a little bit. But for me, it's the enjoyment, and especially now with the way that our community is set up. Like I said, most of the people are around my age. I've moved the moniker of old guy kind of from back in Vanilla to where it is now, and it's just kind of followed. I was like, like I said, I'm like the old holy priest. No one rolls a holy priest these days. I actually dropped holy, probably about 6 months ago from our other disc priest who we run with, Ashrael, who I always joke is my life partner. We're not gay. It's okay if you want to be that way. We're very good friends. Wink, wink. So
nice. That's awesome.
But Snickle, aren't you holy?
I was holy. I think you and I have kind of followed the same trajectory, because I was holy for the longest time, and then I went disc about 5 months ago or so. and I've never looked back. But I was Holy when Holy wasn't cool anymore.
No, it
You know what I
wasn't.
mean?
But that was back, I've got the nice Steel Series, 9 million button mouse. I was back in, Burning Crusade and Vanilla when I was.
Still series.
With
9 million buttons. Yeah.
Yeah, I love mine. But I was a clicker and a pointer, and I was a WASD mover and all that stuff. So
I'm still a WASD.
I know. And so am I.
I'm still a WASD. You heard it here first. Yeah.
But we were priests. Yeah. Great.
Oh, we lost Sal.
She had to walk
Sal,
off.
literally, for you guys listening, Sal just got up and walked out of the room. She's now running back.
But you know what? It's let's say old habits. From us old guys. It's just the way I do it. I don't feel comfortable, and it took a lot of muscle memory for me to even get used to these mices, whatever you kids call them these days. But the thing is, I am so reliant upon my Steer series that I've got 3 of them, just in case one breaks down. I look at my drawer here, and I've got my brand new in the box, ready to go. So,
a lot of high-end raid teams have that same rule. They have a rule that you have to have that. You have an extra mouse, just because if in the middle of raid, you just need to be able to plug it in and go.
Well, it's like the kids who use that Nostradamus, that 40 button of artificial arm kind of thing, or even the Naga one with the 12 buttons on the side. I can barely do the top button on my shirt at times. How the hell am I going to do 12 buttons on a side of a mouse? So
okay.
But we digress.
I want to know about your raid team.
And
you're running a 10-man. It's on what nights is it?
We're Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to basically it's from 7 Central Standard Time to 10 Central Standard Time. So whatever server time it is. And let me just say one thing. Raid leader by title alone. I am, like I said, I am the Julie McCoy. I'm the guy who puts up the applause, sign whenever it's appropriate. I've never been a tactician. I've got people on my team. There's our DK tank Zenith, his wife.
Yeah, he contacted me too. Rice and Sauce is on my team now.
That's right. She was our shadow priest. We had 3 priests on the team, so we were all fighting off.
She emailed me today and said to give you crap for kicking her out.
Pause.
Wow. Hold on a second. We gotta dig a little deeper into this, man. What's really going on?
We have Cakewalk, who's also a very good technician. He's our holy paladin. As we move to the next subject, no, listen. We're all adults.
It was with a winky face on it. And Rice and Sauce is very happily on our team now.
Absolutely. You know what? We go back to that dynamic where you have a husband and wife team. So Zenith are truly our raid leader and tactician. Him and his wife sit 3 to 5 feet apart. Yeah. So when Rice and Sauce would screw up, Zenith would throw a chicken at her because they raise chickens or whatever they do. And
they raise chickens. They have chickens. Yeah.
Yes, they do. So Zenith is our DK tank. He's been around for a majority of outside the box. Rice and Sauce came on at the same time. And then we had Ashriel. He was the disc priest, so he was one of the original guys. He's the one who converted me over to the Dirk side. And then Trogus, who is a young lady who lives up in Canada, is our rogue. She is sort of the sweetheart of the team. She kind of smooths out the personalities when some people get a little sideways. And then we've got
gotta have that.
We've got he was our team mascot. Alapala, who was a mage, came into the team really at the beginning, undergeared. We all joked about him. We geared him up, and now he's rocking the meters, and he actually talks on vent every once in a while. So it's actually pretty amazing. And then we've got Gordius, who is our lock. And then we've kind of had this rotating group of folks. Baltrex has been our tank, our pally tank from the beginning. We had a brother duo from Mississippi, All Meaty and Doc Savaho, who was a warlock, very strong accents. And they just kind of moved on. One didn't want tank, the other one just didn't like people. So
I don't like people.
And then we picked up a monk probably 2 or 3 months ago. Days, Days.
Yeah.
And he's been our superstar. The guy never talks. He's very quiet. So I always try to bust his chops. And then we've got kind of our two new players who've been around. FaZe and Flex. He was actually on Derry's team for a short period of time, and his girlfriend, Miss Malaprop, who is a block, had been kind of filling it. So we kind of have like a 12 to 13 member team, and and like I said, at our age, folks have things, band events or choir events or hockey games. So, we've got a good team now. We don't miss raids. Definitely looking forward to the next expansion, though, whenever we can bring in 12 or 14 people. So I'm definitely,
that's gonna be great.
We're definitely looking forward to that very much.
What are you guys working on right now in Siege?
You know what? We are 8 of 14 right now, and it's one of those things where we've decided that we put out as older people do, we put out surveys to our team members to find out what the goals were as we move forward, and we all kind of decided, as long as we finish this expansion part before the next one comes out, we're going to be happy. So we're gearing folks up. We have a lot of fun. We don't like to wipe all night or anything like that. So the goal was to try to get everything done before the end of the year, or at least January, February timeframe. So we don't push it. We don't. So if we don't extend lockouts for the most part, unless it's a weird holiday kind of, where we only have a Tuesday and Thursday coming out. But we're 8 of 14. We're gearing everybody up, and for the most part, we're having a good time. So
that's what it's all about too. That's awesome.
Okay, well, gosh, outside the box, great raid team on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You recruiting anybody?
I wish I could say yes, but no. We've got a great team. We've got some extra folks who kind of working it out. So I think we're pretty happy where we are with our little family.
Now, we're not going to let you go, man, without giving us some story, man, some inside story, something that's happened that you can think of. Because every team's got it. You know what I mean? It's just whether or not they want to share or not. Anything go down that you want to share?
You know what? I rage quit the team probably about 3 months ago.
Did you?
I did for a whole week. I took my ball and I went home. I actually what I found was I found that I was getting too involved, and I yelled at Ashrael. We were in the something happened. He didn't move. And this is a guy who he jokes that I get all the gear, but the guy out heals me by 20 to 40,000, per raid session. And he did something, and I was just in one of those moods, and I was pissing and moaning, and I yelled at him, and I was just like, all right, I'm 47 years old. I'm yelling at someone over mumble about a game, about pixels on the screen. I go, time out. I'm putting myself in the corner, so that's right. But no,
everything worked out. You came back.
Everything worked out.
Yeah.
We've got the unique dramas of the husband and wife, like FaZe and Miss Malaprop, our boyfriend girlfriend. So they work and they play right next to each other, and so it's interesting. So we have a good time, and this really could not have happened without really a lot of the hard work that you guys had put in, what Pat has done, and the rest of those folks. And I'll say one of the things that, my scan is, I don't want to scan right now. I don't care about McAfee. I'm talking here. There's a lot of good people, and a lot of people who will just take the time to stop. And we've mentioned this before about Darius, and he's been a huge asset to me. And, I don't think there's anyone who hasn't took the time to help anyone, no matter what the question is. So it's been a great opportunity.
Mm-hmm. I remember you had talked about Darius before. And he was one of the more interesting guys that I met, at BlizzCon. And everybody has this perception, I think, of Darius that he's like, he's been in some hardcore raiding and whatever, and so he tends to say things sometimes that might be a little controversial. But this guy is one of the nicest guys I think I met. Darius is an awesome guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So very very.
And we're gonna have him on the show soon. But did you know that well, that's a different story. I don't know. We couldn't have Darius on the show in our last show because Belschnickel was looking at his watch wrong.
Well, no, we're supposed to go for a certain amount of time. We were going to go
comes with age.
Yeah, right, to the end of the show till midnight. but I hadn't changed my daylight savings on my watch yet. You know what I mean? Because it's a watch that I hadn't used for a couple days, and then we were on the California time, and so it was all kind of messed up. So I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, Sal, we got to end this. And so we get everything done. We take the computers down. So I'm like, because I think even Zug was like, okay, that's cool, and people were like, okay, that's cool, no problem. But the party was like still going, you know. So I look at my watch, I realized
I actually went up to Pat and said, "Listen, we did not mean for it to go on that long." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then I like get my phone out and I'm like, "Snickle." Yeah.
So I killed it an hour early, which, you know, because we were gonna get Dairies on.
Because you don't like Dairies. I know it's because you don't like Dairies and you just wanted to, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
There's the puppies.
Yeah, I'll beat them after I get off the.
Oh.
Actually, no. I've got raid. So, listen.
It's time for you to raid. Yes.
It's been an honor to have me on from, so I actually get to see my face this time. And if you ever need the older than average gamer perspective on things, well, you know where I am.
It's been awesome, man. You're a classy guy. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for your patience in the past, and we look forward to doing something like this again, man, and getting together in game. It's like we see all these people, but it's like everybody's got these schedules, and we don't get to play a lot of times. But we got to do maybe like a converted guest flex night or something like that.
I would love that.
You know, like
That'd
be fun to get a flex going or something like that. We got to plan something like that and do it one night. That'd be fun.
Yeah. And then next year, maybe I'll convince my wife to let me go to BlizzCon.
Oh, that's fun.
If we see him at BlizzCon, man, that's going to be pretty amazing.
All I can say is she's going to have to have a really, really nice Christmas present. If that's ever
do whatever it takes, my man. You know what to do.
I will.
All right, man.
Definitely.
Well, thanks a lot, man. It was great having you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck in your raid tonight, man.
Alrighty.
All right, we'll see you later. Okay, guys, we got a special segment tonight on the Converted Podcast. We had a little bit of a bet action going on about the new expansion for World of Warcraft and it being titled The Dark Below. So with me today in the studio, we got Berserker from the guild, and we've got Sal, who everybody knows. Now I'm gonna let them break it down because there's a lot of little intricacies to this bet. Why don't we start with you? Let's hear your side of the story there, Berserker. What's going down with this little side bet you guys had going on over the expansion?
Well, first I'd like to say, tickle my pickle. It's great to be with Sal Snickle.
Yes.
I've been waiting to drop that one for a little while.
Radio? Ooh.
I know this is supposed to be a family-friendly show, but you brought me on, so
well, pickles. You know, pickles are great. You know,
okay.
Like that.
All right, we all love them. So here's what happened: was that there has been some back and forth over the recent months when the Dark Below dropped. Mm-hmm. I was out there in the nether space of the internet, and great speculation came after that. Some were of the belief that it was legit, and a little sleight of hand by Blizzard. People like myself were like, no, that doesn't seem like something that they would do since they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation who have attorneys to pay. That's probably not something that they would do. But it was playful banter nonetheless. Mm-hmm. And so one day I'm out in the yard mowing my lawn, and I happen to see a little conversation between Sal and Remedies, I believe, saying that they were Team Dark Below. And I said, you guys need to get help. And from there, it sort of escalated into, do you want to put something on it? I said, well, sure, you go right ahead, name your terms. And it boiled down to an original production would have to be made by the loser.
Okay.
Myself, if I had lost, now if it had been titled The Dark Below, I would have had to create an original rap song about our dear Sal. Now, Sal, why don't you go ahead and explain what's going to happen?
Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, this was a long time ago, and Warlords of Draenor wasn't even a thing yet, and
you know, and I love the excuses. Excuses are great, by the way. They're great.
The same kind of thing happened, you know, the year before with the Mist of Pandaria, and everyone said, "Oh, that can't be that. There's no way. Pandaria was a joke, right?" So, but I'm like, it's the same thing. The same thing happened. But so I said, "Hey, we haven't had anything else. There's no other trademarks out there." And well, Berserker was like, "Yeah, but it's not actually a trademark." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you can search for it. It's on this trademark thing." And he's like, "Yeah, but there's no like serial number on it, and it's not actually under the Blizzard anything else. StarCraft Ghosts is on there. Cute but Deadly is on there. Corgis Unleashed not on there. All these things.
Somebody screamed that during BlizzCon. Someone was like, "Corgis Unleashed!"
Somebody did. That was funny. so I said, no, it's going to be Dark Below. I'm a believer in Team Dark Below. And I said, yeah, that's what it's going to be. Now, I really should have thought about this before I put I was really adamant.
Hear the sound of the truck backing up. Beep.
I was really adamant. I was like, Dark Below is a thing. It's totally a thing. It's going to be the next expansion for World of Warcraft. So I made the terms pretty big because I wanted to see Berserker rap about me.
That would have been hot.
Because he's a really huge metal fan, so I figured he's probably not that big into rap. I don't know. Do you like rap at all?
You know, for me, it's sort of like 1980 happened, and time existed in terms of music until like 1994, and then I heard Regulators, and that's pretty much like the last song that I could actually quote you. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure there's been some people, Jay-Z, there's some guy named Kanye running around. I don't know who these people are. I see them,
See, this is why I wanted him to do a rap, right?
Yeah.
It would have been pretty funny.
What I know about Berserker is that he's really into his metal, right? So he was supposed to write a rap song about me, and if he were to win, which I really didn't think he was going to win, I was going to make a pen and perform a metal song, like a heavy metal song about Berserker called The Ballad of Berserker.
Wow.
The title was negotiated via Twitter.
Now, when
It
is said
public
performance happening?
information.
And you know good and well that's happening here on the show. Actually, I'm almost tempted to have you back here live, Berserker, for the live performance of that song. It's only appropriate if we do that.
That's why I think that we're here, is because we have to sort of determine what exactly has to happen at this point. And I have written some notes down to sort of assist Sal. And in all seriousness, I think that this could be a wonderful collaborative effort. And as maniacal as I can seem at times, and I am. I mean, like I've told Sal had Senate before, I don't go by Berserker for nothing. I actually have some coherent thoughts on this matter, and I do want to help out my dear friend because I know that she's got a lot on her plate, and I certainly don't want to compress any issues. So the first thing that I would like to throw out is I don't think we have to have a delivery date until Warlords of Draenor drops.
Wow, that's pretty generous. Whoa, that could be like 8 months from now.
So I think that we're probably looking at summer, late summer. Okay. We have another bet amongst the Salad Senate for when we actually think that the expansion date will be.
Oh, I haven't contributed to that yet.
Make sure you pay up. And so I think that allows enough time for Sal to really get those creative juices going, to be inspired by all of the things I'm about to say.
It allows me to move to New York.
It allows you to move, yes. Maybe, get in with the illiterati of New York. Maybe meet some, wild media mogul that has a studio somewhere with editing equipment, and you can don your warrior's helm and really get into it. That's
where am I going to get a warrior's helm?
You're in New York. You can find anything in New York. Literally anything.
Yeah, they have like rooms that just are infinity full of glass and beads and junk. I saw that today. They have everything. It's New York.
Go ahead.
I like it. I like it so far, man. This is good stuff.
Okay. So here is what I would like to throw out, is that to write a song about Berserker,
oh my God,
you have to understand the essence of Berserker. And whether you would like a detailed timeline of all the great conquests of Berserker's
your conquests.
life, I can certainly provide that, because Lord knows every metal song has to have glory and conquest and things to get excited about, get the blood boiling, those kinds of things. But at the very least, I would like to suggest one album above all that you may want to listen to on your long cross-country flight. It is by the band Manowar, who I know you know some of my inspirational metal drops from the past. They have an album called Gods of War, which I think that you will appreciate as a fan of more classical music. It's sort of what we would call operatic metal. It follows in the power metal vein, but it's got lots of instruments and big drums, and I listen to that thing and I want to just fly 1,000 miles an hour down the freeway and just plow everything that gets in front of me. It's good stuff.
Yes.
But there's one song in particular on that album called Sons of Odin. And it starts out, and I swear to God, if you don't feel like jumping out of your skin when you feel that power coming through those speakers, you're dead. You're dead. So, that's the one.
You want me to do it to that song?
He wants you to draw your inspiration from something like that. Is that?
I'm going to have to have the
saying
music.
that right?
Yes, and as far as the music goes, you do not have to obviously come up with your own music because that would be ridiculous. So feel free to use anything that you like. I'd encourage you to use something that you like because it'll connect with you and get you going. And I see no reason why this shouldn't be. Do
you know how easy this would be if I had said a rap that I had to do a rap too? I would just go on YouTube and get some beats.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 chicka, chicka, whatever, and then rap to it. I mean, Berzerker, you've done that before.
I've done that, and yeah, there's beats all over you. I don't know how many rock karaoke. There's got to be tons of rock karaoke on it.
There's tons.
We're talking about metal. We're talking about like Conan the Barbarian type metal. This is what he's wanting. He's wanting a screaming, like oh Berserker type thing.
So like,
that's good. Yeah, see, now you got it.
Wow.
Like he's talking like loincloths and like
Valkyries and axes and horned helms and blood and dragons and
this is like the coolest thing I've ever heard, man. And the thing is, the fact that we got Berserker here with so much passion, like we're invested now. The listeners of the show, we're invested in seeing what you can come up with, Sal. This is a lot of pressure. I mean, don't come small. Don't come small with this.
And I'm certainly not throwing you to the wolves. Like I said, I am offering all the help that I can muster. I have a detailed timeline of Berserker, son of Lordaeron, witnessed his parents' demise.
Son of Lordaeron, I love that.
Was the greatest victory of Berserker's life. In fact, he's permanently gray from the battle atop the Ice-Crowned Citadel. It's,
this guy's got some lore, man. I didn't realize Berserker had lore behind him.
I have always been more into the lore and the storytelling of this game than any of the gameplay we've ever done.
Wow. This guy's got his own... Do you RP?
It's like borderline, where I'm a little bipolar on that, where sometimes I start to dip a toe into, how real can this get?
Very real. That's awesome.
Berzerker, I raid with this guy.
No, that's good times, man. Like you guys, that's awesome.
You should hear him like calling stuff out. There's this one time we were doing G-Kun, and what are you drinking? Is it chocolate milk?
It's coffee in my Lordaeron mug. It says Berserker on it.
Like a true warrior.
It does.
Like a true warrior.
Berserker on it. It's like this gallon of coffee at like 8 o'clock at night. Like 8 o'clock at night, 30 at night.
Hey, we got a raid here in like an hour. I can't fall asleep with the helm.
We got a raid soon. That's true. But what was I saying? This is gonna be nuts. Yeah. Oh, you should have seen the G-Kun. There, you can watch the video. He was in charge of like telling one of our people to go up, and at one point he was like, "The mighty green group. It is time to ascend." Like that's how he does it. He doesn't say, "Okay, up." He's like,
"Right,
it's time to ascend."
Green group up. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
I think that part of that comes from being. Now, I know your viewers may judge me, but part of this comes from being a government worker. I do exist amongst a bunch of drones, so it's nice to be able to exercise a little of your creative inspiration out there when we're doing our slaying.
Okay.
I like it, man. It's awesome. It sounds really good.
Is there anything else on your list?
I just want you to make sure that you put in there that not only am I heroic and brave, but also that I'm a warrior poet and a philosopher.
Philosopher.
Okay. Other than that, I think we could be good. If you need any sort of in-game footage of me to intersplice with your awesome costume business, I do have lots of
costumes.
I do have lots of transmog, so I can go back in time and we can do anything you like.
I love it, man.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to have to recruit some help with this video. I bet Navix could help me. Like I could even have like a cartoon Berserker next year or something. I don't know. I have a lot of time though, so that's good. I thought
but don't wait till the last minute, Sal. Don't procrastinate and wait till the last minute because I want this done right. And
I think
you owe it to this
sends me something about this every day of my life. Okay. There's no way I can forget this because it's been mentioned.
Okay, very good.
Every day. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Sometime in the future, before Warlords of Draenor comes out, there will be a music video called The Ballad of Berserker. And I'm going to say he's a poet and philosopher.
I think it's pretty awesome. I can't wait.
So, yes. Well, thank you for coming on, Berserker.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to speak with you both.
We'll have to get you back on here sometime, and we'll find some excuse to get you back on here and do a little more chit chat.
I would love to. If anything, I hope I have been a lively guest amongst the many great ones you've had in the past.
I love it, man. All right, good.
All right, hon. I'll see you in about half an hour. All right.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Hey, thanks again, man.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. All right, thank you, Dr. Pope, man. That guy, man, I love talking to that guy. That guy's he's just smooth, man. Dr. Pope is just a smooth guy, man. I like that.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to
Fellow
chat
priest,
to on
man,
email
you know?
too.
Yeah.
Aw. Okay, well, I have a few announcements, just a couple. Do you know that after BlizzCon, people got really excited about stuff, and we've actually got a ton of new guildies. I've been doing a lot of invites lately because I'm a greeter, and so there's a lot of new guildies are coming in. If you have alts that need invited, go ahead and go into CTRLFO, the channel, and there's going to be a lot of greeters there, even during off hours. So you can go in, hey, is there an officer on? Chances are there will be. So be patient with that because there are a lot of invites. And also be patient with the new guildies because a lot of times when there's a big influx, people don't always understand how to navigate all the communication channels, and they start looking for groups. And so don't yell at them if they use the wrong channel to do a thing. And we've got some new people. So let's be patient with our newbies. Okay. You know what? All guildies are welcome to submit content for the show. Did you see Belschnickel? You know the thing that Zagnut.
That was awesome.
It was the night before BlizzCon. Guys, that's on our YouTube channel. We didn't put it on our actual show, okay? But it is on the YouTube channel, and you guys can submit stuff for us. That was perfect.
It was funny.
Content.
It was just well written. You could tell he put some time into it. It was awesome. It was really good.
Check out that video if for no other reason but to look at his mustache.
I know. That's awesome.
Okay. So that is on our channel. You can just hop over there and watch that, and it's really good. And you guys can submit stuff like that too. Let us be your forum. Okay. Now it's time for converted shoutouts. You guys tweeted us. You wanted to shout people out in CTR. Here we go. Belschnickel, why don't you start us off?
Okay, the first one is from Remedies. Shout out to Pat Crane for giving us the opportunity and building blocks of the amazing community we are all part of. So I echo that statement. That's big time.
Okay. Actually, yeah, Zug really helped us out getting all the mics and stuff together for our live show.
Spencer,
oh,
this is off script, but I got to give props to Spencer HD too, man. That guy, he was manning the computers, the cameras. He got everything set up for us. The mics.
That show would not have happened.
It would have been Sal and I crunched up on one screen in front of one computer, like basically cheek to cheek. He did a good job, and I really appreciate him doing that for us. So Spencer HD, man, thanks a lot, man. That was awesome.
All right, so Jade says, shout out to Honey Badgers for getting to spoils. Awesome. And thanks to Megacode for filling in on We Wipe from front to back.
We got one from Kata Codex. Shout out to Rex and Bella for making For the Win such awesome fest. And yeah, she's on our raid team. We're having a great time, man. For the Win raid team, man. I love those guys. And Kata's have been an awesome addition. That girl can play. She's got some deeps. Yeah, she got some deeps.
Okay. Well, Karn says he wants to shout out to Iron Deficiency and Shipped Wrecked teams for pushing each other in heroic Siege of Orgrimmar. It's having a fun competition for CTR Guild first kills. That's cool because those teams are really like neck and neck, trying to get those heroic kills in. So that's definitely cool.
Awesome. We got one from Totemly Drunk. Shout out to Nalda for bringing my priest into Fight Club's Flex. Great to run with him again and meet more raiders. #4fight.
4fight. Oh, I love Nalda too. Okay, Silver Streak CTR says, shout out to my boys and boats and hosen. This next one's funny.
The arm thing I did was pretty funny too. This is from Spanx. Out. #see what I did there.
Did you see what she did there? It's in all caps.
Right, so she was shouting it out.
Out!
She was shouting it out. No, Spanx, leave it to Spanx to come with something that's just totally out there. But
that makes no sense at all.
That makes you have to kind of think a little bit before you have to process that stuff. But it's hitting me now. It just hit me. It just hit me right now. Spanx is awesome. Thanks, Spanx.
Okay, Xander says, to all the event planners and the great events coming our way for the 1-year anniversary of CTR.
Wow.
Wow.
It's been a year already.
That's happening this spring. That's crazy. Okay, I want to go ahead and shout out to my new Twitter friends, Celeste and Zoomkins from Blood Legion.
Yeah.
I saw them. We were chatting on Twitter last night. Very cool.
And I want to give a shout out to Tootroot, Devlin, Blazin, and my man Zach, who I went up there with. But I got to spend a lot more time with these people. We went out to eat and did some things, and it was awesome, man. Like, one of the things that I've told people who've asked me, like, how was BlizzCon? What about it? The biggest thing was the people. You can hear about what's coming in the future games. You can hear all that online. You can read about it in all these different outlets. But getting to meet the people that you play with and seeing the people behind the tunes, I left BlizzCon with a greater appreciation for every single person I met. Like, you go there with a preconceived notion of who people are because of how they sound or how they play or what your interaction is with them in game. But when you get to meet these people, it's just so much deeper than that, and you really establish these bonds that are just lifetime bonds, man. It's awesome. So I can't say it enough.
You know what? One of my favorite things that we did at BlizzCon was go to, where was it? IHOP or Denny's? At like, me and you went there at
that was IHOP.
2 o'clock. It was IHOP at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we went with Root and we went with Dev, and we're all sober, right? Like, I don't know why. I mean, I know why you weren't, but while you were sober, but like the rest of us, we're all sober, and we're just sitting there, having our little pancakes or whatever, and then Blazin comes in. What's up, guys? Da, 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 da. Who wants another drink? I'm like, dude, man, we're at IHOP. They don't have that here, right? He was like, give me French fries, and he was amazing, right? Then we get up to leave, and Blazin had come in, bought some French fries, left, and paid our whole tab.
Yeah, and it's like the way he did it, because like he was there with Maggot. I'm not sure if it's Shadow Maggot or Maggot. He's on their team. And
Maggot, yeah.
And he's like, all right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is Blazin. I'm out. You guys are all set. And he kind of walks out, and I'm like, you guys are all set. So I look at Devin, and I'm like, did he just pay our bill? And she goes, I don't know. Then the waiter guy comes by, and he's like, hey, that was kind of cool. He just paid your bill. I'm like, what the heck, man? So yeah, that's Blazin's pretty awesome, man. That guy.
I was like, oh man, I should have gotten an appetizer then.
I should have gotten maybe 2 hot cocos instead of 1.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a story in and of itself.
We got stories for days. We could be here all night talking about BlizzCon, but.
Okay, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap this up. Be sure to leave us reviews on iTunes. That really helps us out. If you can go to iTunes and leave us reviews. But we do have a bunch of YouTube comments. Now, I didn't put them all together, but I just chose a few. So, Belschnickel, why don't you start us off with those?
Okay, we got one from GG Boy 1987. It says, great show. Always have to catch the latest convert to raid, and legendary. I also main a DPS warrior.
That has to do with something that was on the show where someone said, hey, there's no DPS warriors, and then there was like DPS warriors everywhere. So people are talking about that on Twitter.
Okay.
Remedy says, woohoo, great show. And then Richard Rawls says, I really wanted to be there maybe next year. Everyone should be there next year, for sure. Go ahead.
H. Chili says, been pretty busy the last few weeks, but I never miss a converted episode. Great job. And by the next show, I will have met you two already. Can't wait for BlizzCon and the CTR meetup. That was awesome.
Yeah. Then Tony B says, you guys are great sports on the Press Y podcast. Have fun at BlizzCon. Tickle Nation, hashtag.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
The Press Y. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Go ahead.
Yeah, guys, we're not going to have the roundtable for the next couple weeks because Sal is moving to New York. New York! Big time move for Sal. So the next week, actually, we're going to have a guest host with me on the show because Sal's going to be, busy doing her New York thing. So the plan now is to have Kata Codex actually in the house next week with me. So we're going to bring you the Converted in 2 weeks. And that should be pretty fun. Pretty excited about that. So there is no roundtable this week, and there won't be one next week. But once Sal gets situated and gets going with her new digs up there in New York, we'll bring that back to you guys, and it should be a lot of fun.
This is actually going to be the last time I film in this location with this big fancy thing in the back and these lights and all that. So y'all can't see it, but this is a ginormous, wonderful room. So, next time, I might be a little closet.
It might be a little restaurant in the corner of this and that.
A little Indian place, washing dishes or something.
That's right.
So I'm moving, got a new job, moving to NYC, looking for a place in Brooklyn. So, I won't be here next time, but I'll be back after that. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay.
You can find us at convertedpodcast.com. Check us out on the Converted Podcast YouTube channel. That's where you're watching this. You can also find us on Twitter at converted_CTR. Make sure you're using Twitter, guys, if you're not already. Twitter is fantastic. You can follow me at Belschnickel CTR, all one word, and you can follow Sal at
You can follow me at summer_Sal. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and we'll see you soon.
All right, guys. 2 weeks.
Hey there, Guildies. This is Zan, one of your event planner officers. Have you ever seen someone sitting around on one of those elusive spectral tiger mounts and said to yourself, man, what would I give to have one of those? Well, fret no longer, this could be your lucky day. As you all may know, we here at CTR are quickly approaching our 1-year anniversary date, and as a part of our 1-year anniversary celebration, the event planners have managed to procure one of those rare mounts from Landro himself in Booty Bay. For the months to come leading up to our anniversary date, there will be a contest running, and the winner of the contest will be the proud new owner of a Spectral Tiger mount. All you need to do is use the letters C, T, and R in some way outside of game and take a picture of it. Then send that picture to the email address ctrversary@gmail.com, where it will be held until January, when all entries will be posted on the Guild Forums event page of the forums.signalsmedia.com. For anonymous voting, the post with the most votes wins. Simple, right? Don't miss out on this opportunity to snag one of the most rare mounts in the game. The details of the contest can be found on the Guild Forums, again at forums.signalsmedia.com, under the Convert to Raid Guild section, Guild Events at the top of the page heading Year Anniversary. Go nuts, be creative, and happy hunting. Looking forward to hearing and seeing all your entries.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?